Hello, welcome to Cliff's Kitchen. I'm Cliff, and I'll be your chef for today. On today's menu, we're going to have a veggie chicken soup. Wait, don't turn. I don't want you to be scared. Very simple recipe. Very little knife skills needed. Why? Because you only have to cut two things, because everything else is bought pre-cut. Show you. Pre-cut mixed vegetables. Very easy, very simple. Pre-cut potatoes. And for you culinary knife masters, it's okay to dice up your own potatoes. I personally love to do that myself. One of the things we have to cut, onions. Very simple, and I'll show you how. Diced chicken breast. And I'll show you a very way to cut this and get perfect cubes every time. We'll also need just a little olive oil. I'll show you why. Something very, very good in the kitchen. Pre-made chicken base. It's called Better Than Boiled. I love this stuff. First order of business, you must wash our hands. Always practice cleanliness in your kitchen. It's always great to have a side towel with you as well. This is a cutting board. It's your friend. And what's a cutting board's best friend? Damp towel. You always want to have a damp towel under your cutting board. It prevents the cutting board from sliding, which prevents you from cutting yourself. Okay. Next, we're going to cut some chicken. And what I like to use when I cut my chicken, I like to put on rubber gloves. Again, practice cleanliness and prevent cross-contamination. So here we have a nice chicken breast. And what I like to do before I dice my chicken breast is I like to pre-freeze it. Just in the refrigerator for 20-30 minutes just to get a little firm. And of course you want to trim off your fat. Very simple. Don't need to be artists with it. Just get the fat, leave the meat. Very simple. So, very simple. Chicken still intact, fat gone. What you want to do is, depending on how you like your chicken, I like mine in nice medium-sized chunks. Slice it down. Start with just regular chicken strips, like so. Once you get that, it's like you're almost piecing your chicken back together. You want to cut lengthwise. Very easy, very simple. For this whole meal, it can take you no more than an hour. Like so. Perfectly diced chicken. Next, you want to get those onions diced. First, you want to get rid of these gloves. Cross-contamination. You don't want that. And while I'm getting the onions diced, I'm going to preheat my pan. Because what I like to do is saute my chicken before I add it to my soup. Gives it a nice crispiness. On board. So as you can see, I pre-cut some of my onion. Nice dice. Nice medium dice. Second part of our cutting process. So what you want to do is you take your onion, Vidalia onion. I love Vidalia onions because it has a nice sweetness to it. What you do is you cut it in half, face down on the mat. And you do nice halfway through, we'll do about 7 to 8 slits. Like so. Onion still intact. Then you want to go cross to give you perfect diced onions. Very simple. Sometimes you gotta, break it up.
Stop.
Okay, welcome back to Cliff's Kitchen. As you can see, cutting board and knives are put away because the hard part is over. So next we're going to do is we're going to have our pan get nice and smoky. So we're going to cut that up, get that going. Add just about a tablespoon of olive oil, a little less to your liking, doesn't matter. Going to add that in, let that get a little hot. In the meantime, I'm going to talk to you about your additions. I have a pot of hot water here with about a tablespoon of better than bouillon, instant chicken stock. No worries. We have pre-cut potatoes. Again, no hassle, no worries. Frozen mixed veggies. Easy as pie. We have our diced onions, our diced chicken, and one of my personal favorite, butter beans. This will definitely kick your soup up a notch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our onions into a nice smoky pan and get those sauteed. And I add a pinch or two of salt just to add some friction and also flavor to the pan. Friction to help the onions brown a lot faster. Get that going. And it's okay, it took me a long time to learn how to do this. So if you can't flip your pan, no worries. Spatula, stir it around, easy as cake. Gonna add our chicken to brown. Get that nice and hot and going. Let that sit for a second. Give it a little steam so it can not steam. If you let your chicken stay clumped up, it'll steam and you'll lose the heat in your pan. Add a little fresh pepper. Pepper is always good in everything you can use pepper in. So, gonna get that going. Brown the chicken. Brown your onions. You try this sometime. Much fun, much fun. So while we have this browning, what we're going to add to the pot is our mixed veggies. It's just a simple 5-quart stock pot. It's all the work you got. Going to add my diced potatoes. That took a lot of work, didn't it? I'm going to add my personal favorite, the butter beans. Now what I do with my butter beans is I leave the sauce just to add extra flavor to the soup. Try it, it's going to work. Get back to sauteing the chicken. We're halfway down the winning stretch here. I'll be back to you in a minute. Okay, and we're back. We're finishing up our chicken, and we're just going to add this to the pot. Very simple. Brown. Your onions are just beginning to turn soft. Perfect to add to the pot. We're about ready to cook. Next, you're going to take your pre-warmed chicken stock. Just pour it right over all the rest of your ingredients. Like so. And what you want to do next is bring your pot to a nice rolling boil. And once you get to the boil, bring it down to a simmer. Let it simmer for 25 to 30 minutes, and you have a soup. So, just remember, very simple soup. All you have to do is dice your onions, dice your chicken. The rest is magic. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. And we're ready to finish up our wonderful, wonderful soup. I wish that we had smell-o-vision because this smells amazing. So, before I left, I said we're going to bring it to a rapid boil. And it's just beginning to rapid boil. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down to a nice low simmer. And after that, what I like for you to do is we're going to take our just any bowl and a nice spoon, and we're going to skim the top for scum. And when I say scum, I mean the bubbles and the fuzz and the foam that forms at the top of your soup. This normally happens when you're cooking with meat products. If this was a regular veggie soup, there's no oils, there's no fat in the meat. Because there is no meat. So there's no oils and no fat in the vegetables. So you can skip this process. But since we're cooking a chicken veggie soup, it's a must that you skim this scum. Because that's all oils and impurities that you don't want to consume into your body. Once you're done with that, and you go through the process of your simmering, again, 25 to 30 minutes, give you nice tender chicken, very, very good cooked veggies, and a wonderful soup. So what we're going to do is we're going to plate. I'm going to show you what your wonderful would be if you were doing this at home. Nice chunk. Oh, you just wish you could smell that. So we have our nice sized medium chicken chunks. We have our onions. The Dahlia onions are the best. We have our butter beans. We have our diced potatoes and our mixed veggies. Very simple, very quick, very easy. So this is all I have for you guys today. But I want to leave you with this. Determination and perseverance work hand in hand on your road to success. As long as you have that in the kitchen, you'll be your best. Good night.